Mace Low, what's up with you?
Hello?
You hear me? Hold up. Damn it.
Hello?
Yo, my bad.
Oh,
What's up with you? Mace Low.
yeah. Shit. Chill it. Post it.
I
Okay?
feel you. What's been going on?
Yeah.
Everything all right?
Man. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey,
Chill it.
you heard
Nigga,
about
nigga just died the other day.
what happened?
What? Nah, he overdosed and shit.
Fentanyl?
Yeah. Yup. And fitting all bullshit.
What, you knew him?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
He did. He was just touching that shit. He ain't slim that shit.
He just started that shit?
I guess, but he was touching. He was touching it.
Oh, he just touched it and
Touching
died?
it. Yeah, put it in it. I guess, forgot he was touching it. Put it in his mouth. Put his hands in his mouth. Because he gonna use. You feel me?
Damn.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He is black?
Yeah.
Hmm. That's fucked up.
Yeah, hell yeah. Heard about what?
You heard about a Thug getting caught up on this RICO charge?
Who?
Young Thug.
Young Thug? Oh,
Yeah.
nah. Hell nah.
You ain't hear about that?
No.
They gathered him up. He
Nah.
got 56 counts of RICO. They said he was
Ooh.
renting cars to spin on dudes. He was doing all kind of stuff. Young Thug, Gunna, and the whole YSL 28 members is locked up. And one of his artists just got killed or died. Lil Key just died. So he going through some shit right now. He in the can right now, about to be fighting for his life. They said no bail.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Young Thug going through it.
And you know his baby
Young
mama
Thug.
just died. Got killed.
Oh, his baby mama?
His baby
Young
mama
Thug?
just got killed. Yep.
Hey. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. I ain't hear about that shit.
56 counts, including murder, armed robbery, different things like that.
Oh, yeah.
They trying to.
He ain't looking. Yeah. He gonna get stretched out.
What you think about
He
these
gonna get
rappers
stretched.
getting that money, and then getting caught up in this type of shit? You feel me? How you avoid that? Like, what do you think about this, and what you think he facing, and what, how you feel, all that type of shit.
I mean, shit. All them rappers getting this. I mean, once he started making this money, he should have put that to the side. Start focusing on his money instead of focusing on his whatever he was focusing on. Because we don't know if it's true or not. You feel me? But shit, I think he bad retarded for that. Cause he was making guap. That nigga was making guap.
That make me think them crackers on some setup shit. But the alleged
Yeah,
killing
real.
is from 2015. They said, and he wasn't as big as he is now. Now he's sitting on 100 acres and he a millionaire. 2015 he wasn't. They said he rented a car from Hertz and let his boy spin on some dude named Donovan and murk him or whatever else. That's his major thing he got to deal with.
That's the murder charge he got.
Yeah.
For that, yeah, he could probably beat that. He could probably beat that.
I think so.
Because if it wasn't actually him, he could probably beat that. I let somebody borrow my car. I didn't know what the fuck they was gonna go do.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. But yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, he can beat that. Now, if he was doing other shit after that, then
Well, he got a lot of trouble. He was one of his mans who got arrested again, went in for 20 years back in the day for shooting up Young Thug's van. I mean, shooting up Lil Wayne's van. and then he got caught with some guns with Gunna before he got off. And then
Oh yeah.
after this Rico, when they locked him up, they went in his house and found all kind of illegal weapons with the serial number scratched
Oh
off. They
yeah.
found hella lean and they found hella marijuana enough to charge
Oh,
him with distribution and shit like that.
oh,
So he got
oh
7 new
yeah.
charges aside
Oh
from the
yeah.
56 counts, the Rico charge and shit.
Oh yeah. The feds gonna eat. They gonna eat on him. On the set. They gonna eat on him. Yeah. That's how they did my homies. They gonna eat on him. Shit. If he had enough lean for distribution, man, damn. Yeah, they gonna eat on him. Guns, illegal guns, all type of shit. Yeah. They gonna snack on him real nice. Shit. Ain't gonna tell it. That nigga might be a lifer at the end of this. Feel me?
How many counts
Might be
did
a lifer.
West Coast get when that shit went down? How much counts was it?
Shit. Man, we had
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
we had a gang account. We had trafficking. We had the murders. We had shit. They were even sending kids back and forth across the border with shit in their backpack. That's what they said. The police. That's what the feds said.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? But they even had that. They had prostitution and all type of shit.
Okay.
Like they had gang of shit. You feel me?
And then they locked up the so-called head honcho or whoever they thought was the head dude or whatever.
Hell yeah, Big Sweet. Hey, he was looking at the death penalty in the feds. They ended up giving him all day, like he'd never see the light of day. But yeah, he was looking at the death penalty in the feds. Him and baby Sabi 3. Him and Sabi 3. They was looking at death penalty in the feds.
Okay. Now they didn't have as much money as Thug and or the the recognition as Thug. So with this being said, Thug got 56 counts and then plus the 7 counts when they ran up in his house and found the bullshit. He got some money, but what you think he looking at, like with that murder on him? He didn't commit the actual murder or whatever. But what you think is looking like for him ultimately? Or you can make a guess.
Ultimately, he probably looking at a dub or better. Yeah, cause you gotta drugs. When drugs come into play, like it's different. It's like it was like some money shit. But when drugs come into play, that's when time goes up. Because they looking at it like this: you're polluting the city you live in, with all these drugs, and even though it probably wasn't even to sell, it was probably for him.
It was for him. We
But
know that.
I know he had so much to make it look like he was, selling the shit. Then they gonna be like, yeah, shit, nigga, you polluting our city and shit, wooty woo. So they gonna eat off him. They gonna give him all the time they think he need. The feds don't play. The feds, when they charge you, they looking to give you some time. They don't play that 3 with half and all that bullshit. You doing most of your time when you go to the feds. Everything. You doing damn near all your time. Yeah, they don't do that halftime bullshit. 85% and all that. Nah, you doing most of your time.
And in Atlanta, weed ain't legal. They go hard on that shit too. And he got caught with enough to fucking.
Yeah.
They saying distribution and shit.
Oh yeah, and guns. You got caught with a gang of illegal guns.
Yeah.
You see it. What's in the news? They talking about illegal guns. So they gonna make an example out of that nigga on the set. They got to. I mean,
and his name is Young Thug.
If he had,
Now, How
Hey,
old were you when your dad got taken away for all that time?
shit, I was about 9, 10,
Now,
9, 10.
imagine his shorty, the boy that was in the house, one of his sons, because he got like 8 kids, but one of his sons was in the house, and that's the same boy whose mother got murdered like probably 2, 3 weeks ago at the bowling alley. She got
Oh,
shot up and killed, and then he got to watch his dad get taken away. How you think that's gonna affect him?
and that's gonna fuck him up. That's gonna fuck him up. Cause I know it fucked me up with watching all that bullshit go down with my pops and shit. And you know, I mean, it ain't no telling what they told him. Cause you know, when they took my pops, they told me he was coming right back. 15 years later, he came right back.
But guess what? Back then, you didn't have internet. You was 9. There was no internet. This kid and your pops wasn't no big star. This kid is seeing it everywhere. What's going on? This boy know what's going on.
Yeah, on the set, on the set, on the set, and that, yeah, that's gonna turn them against. I mean, it might not. You know, some people. It depends on how he was thinking and shit. But it might not fuck him up. But it might turn him, cause it turned me against the law. You feel me? All that shit turned me against the law. Cause you already know, when I was little, I used to think I was the police.
Yep.
You feel me? Shit. So, yeah, seeing all that turned me against the law. Now,
Is that a good thing to be turned against the law?
I mean, nah, it really ain't. It really ain't. Because now you're subject for all your rights to be taken. Feel me? So, I mean, once you become a felon, there's a certain amount of time you got to put in before you can get your rights back. And you don't even get them fully back. You feel me? You just get some back. But, yeah, that's, you know, I've been, shit, and I haven't been doing right since I was 17. I mean, I've been in jail and shit. I'm 34 right now. Still going. Yeah, still going. So, you know, I ain't got no rights coming anytime soon. Shit, I ain't tripping. Shit. But, yeah, nah, it's not a good thing, though. It's not a good thing. You would much rather be on with the law than against the law, you feel me? Because they subject to treat niggas foul if you against the law. You feel me?
You got a lot of people bashing them. They saying, "Oh, your name Young Thug," and they like, "Oh, your name Gunna." You know, you got people like D.L. Hughley, the comedian. That's karma coming back at you. Your name Young Thug. What you expect, and this and that. You know, but I don't believe it's in the name. It's about your actions and whatever your circles and stuff like that. And at the same time, I ain't gonna say he guilty yet either. So even though all this shit is going down, you feel me? But
and then some people, you feel me? That it's just a nickname that a motherfucker thought was cool. Feel me?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Don't get it twisted. Some niggas really are what their name is. Don't get it twisted.
For
but
sure.
some niggas ain't. You feel me? Some niggas ain't. It's just a nickname. Feel me? So.
And you know, my wife
You
was.
have 60 seconds remaining.
They can't take that fully in effect. You feel me? Because them niggas, they name might not really be them. You feel me? I'm saying. So they gotta look at everything. And shit. You know, hopefully they can ride scot free. You feel me?
Yep.
Ride up under the sun, get up off that shit. But it don't look like they are. Not right now.
Gunna got one charge, racketeering for being in the so-called gang. They call it. They call
the
it.
racketeering.
Yeah. But
just the racketeering alone will get you life. That's the RICO Act. That's the RICO Act. Yeah. On the set. That shit will get you life. Just
So Gunna fighting
racketeering
life
alone.
right now too.
Yeah, off top.
Call back.
Until they start giving up.
So Gunna is fighting life too with just that one charge, the one racketeering charge.
Off top. Yeah, because it all falls up under the RICO Act. Yeah. That money laundering, all kind of shit. That falls up under the RICO Act.
Okay, and then now Thug fighting all these charges, and then you think about his history. You know, back in the day, like I told you, his boy did a dub for shooting up Lil Wayne's car. It didn't get on Thug, but I'm sure they're gonna try to say he had something to do with it. Now they're gonna bring up all that stuff. Now the history is gonna be considered in your outcome of your case and what they give you, huh? They're gonna look at all that.
I mean, yeah, they can, but if it has nothing to do with him, he won't. If they don't connect it to him, they won't bring that up on the real. So, I mean, if they ain't never connected to him, if he was never charged with anything, they can't just all of a sudden bring that up in the case because his nigga did that. They can't. They can bring it up on his nigga though.
Okay.
But they can't bring it up on Young Thug because he was never charged with anything. So,
You're right. Now, they're saying that your boy Gunna, he was on this thing called Street something where he was basically his cousin got killed and he was saying, oh, that dude that did it, he didn't do it. It was the dude with the red sweater or some shit like that. They never caught the actual killer, I think, but his boy ended up getting locked up for it. And he was on the TV screen saying he didn't do it, this guy did it, or whatever else. And then I put up a poll on my channel saying who gonna rap first, and they picked Gunna. Everybody picked Gunna 67%. But my question to you is, if Gunna is a square bear from Delaware that just could rap good, even though, mind you, he's claiming neighborhood, he claims 60s, and that's a fact. But if he's just a rapper that just could rap good and not involved with the bullshit, will you forgive him if he turns out to be a rat?
Hell nah. Because once you start banging, nigga, that's a rat, nigga.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That's unforgivable. You feel me? That's unforgivable. Once
Because-
you start tossing up them gang signs, it's unforgivable. You feel me? Because now you done gave your life over to the gang. You feel me? And there's certain shit that niggas live by in the game that you can't do. Just because you rapping and all that shit, that don't mean nothing. You feel me? That don't mean you can turn your back on the code. That does not mean that.
It's hard to be a gangster. Maybe that's why I never was one.
Yeah. So I mean, there's niggas that I mean, nowadays niggas accept that shit. You feel me? Like niggas don't look at you like what you is. That nigga's a rat. So they don't look at him like that. You feel me? They look at him like shit. I mean, he making money. He's feeding the hood. Feel me? That's what they see him as. Feel me? But really, he's a no good rat. Feel me? Yeah.
And I shouldn't have said he from the 60s because he never said that on record. That's just some street tale. So allegedly. So he's not from the 60s. Allegedly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I mean, yeah. But still, you feel me? That nigga.
Well, in that Thug album, Thug's latest album, Gunna got a quote, and I like it. It's on this song about I forgot the name of the song, but it's on Thug's album, and he say, "Lambos and felons ain't no telling I could never be a cop." So he said it right there. You smell me? So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just because he said it.
But tell me how shit changed when you facing that time. Tell me how that shit changed.
Shit changed like a motherfucker. Niggas really get tested. when like my first case, you feel me? Niggas got tested when we was going up against all that time. I was looking at life my first case when I was 17. You feel me? Shit, my crime he wasn't looking at that much, but that nigga pointed his finger. You feel me? Facts. Feel me? Because he thought he was gonna get slapped with all that time. You feel me? But I mean, that nigga walked through the door and got to tell it. You feel me? Like, I wasn't even with the nigga when he told. I was at home chilling. That nigga was in the police station pointing fingers already. Feel me? But when niggas is in that situation, like Gunna and Thug, Young Thug, whatever the fuck their name is, when they in that situation, it's gonna be a real shitty situation. You feel me? Like, we
Yes,
want to
sir.
see. There's gonna be real TV, right?
Real live TV.
There, first 48.
And we gonna keep y'all in
First
tune.
48
And
sound.
Mace Loke gonna give y'all that expert opinion. You feel me? But Mace Loke, check this out. Out of 28 people associated with the YSL label, I ain't gonna call it a gang. Them crackers calling it a gang. I ain't calling it a gang. It's a label. Out of 28 people, I want you to make a guess of how many people gonna rap.
Shit, probably about 10. Probably about 10. Young Thug and Gunna being one of them.
He said Thug and Gunna gonna rap.
Man, look, they in the position. You feel me? Like, they on the top of the food chain. You feel me? They got all this money. They wanna come out and live. They wanna be able to spend it outside the jail. I believe they're gonna tell.
His name is Thug, homie. His name is Thug, and I'm one of his biggest fans.
I know, but I mean, you'll be surprised. You feel me? You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
That would crush me. I wouldn't like that.
Hopefully they don't. Hopefully
that
they
would-
keep it G.
That would shake the world if Thug rap. He gotta go down. I don't care if they putting him under the damn prison.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully they keep it G though. You feel me? Hopefully, I'm shit. You know, I ain't no praying man, but I'm praying for this one. You feel me? Hopefully they
I
don't.
said the same thing.
Shit. I don't see it. I don't see it standing the way. I see a lot of fingers being pointed. You feel me? That's how I see it.
Well, you more educated on this subject than me, so.
Yeah, I'm more skeptical. Any situation that got that many niggas in one situation, there's gonna be fingers pointed. There's gonna
But you
be
don't
fingers
think,
pointed.
like, it's a person that calls himself Young Thug and preaches that shit for years and years,
Hell nah.
ain't no cult. Yeah.
Hell nah. Shit.
Your big homie ain't rap.
Hell. Huh?
I said, your big homie ain't rap.
Oh.
Big Sweets.
Nah, but there was a lot of rats in that situation, though. My big homie didn't, but there was a lot of rats in that
Well,
situation.
Thug is a quote-unquote big homie. Allegedly.
I mean, to them. Because he the top nigga of the record label, right?
Yeah, and yeah, he got a reputation. I ain't gonna speak on none of that. But allegedly a lot of stuff, you feel me, that, you know.
I mean, them be the ones though. Them be the ones that flip with the reputation. I ain't even gonna lie. On the set.
Oh man, you killing me.
I'm just keeping it on it. Shit, that's what niggas gotta do. Keep it real.
And
he got to keep it 100.
He got a bigger reason to flip than everybody because they trying to put it all on him.
On the set. That's what I'm saying. He got all this money. He the top dog of his record label. He got some kids to get back to. I think it's finna flip. On the real.
Because he was in all kind of trouble before this even happened.
Yeah.
All kind of cases pending,
Oh yeah.
gun cases.
Oh yeah.
He got caught up in all kind of little shit that he kept slipping and sliding out of, bailing out. He ain't never been to the big house. He ain't never been in the. So they've been building this shit up.
He only bailed out of them situations.
Yeah, he ain't never been to the big house.
He still gotta face them then. If he bailed out.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't. Oh yeah, and he got all them other small cases on the side too. Oh yeah, shit.
And then the slime is the actual real gang, and they trying to say YSL means Young Slime Life, but really it was Young Stoner Life. You feel me? But they trying to associate it, you know, with the slime and whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's how they always do it. You feel me? That's how the white people always do it. They always want to make shit beneficial to the gang and all that shit, even though it wasn't. They gonna say it was beneficial to the gang. That's why they put their gang in this situation. You feel me? It benefits the gang. Now they can make them domestic terrorists. You feel me? Just like they did my homies. They made them domestic terrorists, and that's how they gave them all that time.
Yeah. And Thug, he's in DeKalb County Jail, and you know a lot of famous rappers been there. But now his lawyer is making a plea saying it's inhumane. It's like a dungeon-like cell, and they trying to get a bond based on that. They saying it's inhumane and shit.
You better get used to that shit.
Oh man.
Tough, nigga.
Now, what you think,
thug.
nigga?
What kind of thug lives in the clean? Like,
Hey, don't clown my homie. He ain't rat yet. He's still my homie. Now wait a minute. Say you this nigga, God forbid or whatever, but you're a rich rapper. All your friends love you. You're in your neighborhood, balling out of control. You bought 100 acres over here, but you got a pass allegedly or whatever else. And then them people come get you. You in there. You got your baby mama just passed away. You know, you got 8 kids out there in the world. You got this successful multi-million-dollar business. All this shit, and then the feds come take that shit away, and you sitting in that dirty cell. You've been rich for over 10 years. Like, tell me what you think. What would you know, your mind state in that situation? How you?
Look, my mind state. Shit. I ain't even gonna lie. After being out, as long as I was only out 4 months, but I was living in that 4 months. You feel me? When the nigga was out for that 4 months, I was doing what I wanted to do. You feel me? You know, I had a sexy baby mama. You feel me? The mind can take you there. You feel me? But after they took me, nigga, you know,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
it was suicidal thoughts. You feel me? I ain't even gonna lie. It was suicidal thoughts.
Oh man.
Shit, you understand? I ain't even gonna lie.
I could feel you.
I was living, but I didn't because I'm still talking to y'all. You feel me? But
So
you know,
you
I
saying
can only imagine what that nigga thinking. You feel me? That nigga got millions.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Good point. So we praying for Thug, even though whatever allegedly, you know what I mean? Hopefully they watching him. And they got the other homie from Flatbush on suicide watch. He facing 60 years. His name Casanova. He another rapper. They caught his ass on the Rico shit too. This Rico ain't no punk. That's all. Niggas need to know that.
That ain't no joke. Understand it ain't no joke. It'll never be a joke. When they hit you with the Rico, you better start crying. Yeah. Understand? Yeah.
May slope. He back.
Westcoast 3-0.
You ready for that next one?
Yeah. Call you back.
Telephone number will be monitored and recorded. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
And I wanted to be clear that I fuck with Watt. I got love for all these. I don't want to see nothing happen to homie and none of that. But at the same time, this Mace Loke, he about to have his own channel. Everybody, y'all gonna follow him, and it's gonna be really lit because it's gonna go crazy. But what I'm saying is, Mace Loke got his opinion. He's a gang member. I'm not a gang member. You know what I'm saying?
A gang member. Yes, I am.
So,
yes, sir.
So
and
yeah.
With it too.
Yeah,
but,
and another thing is, you know, since Tekashi been working with Wack, he filed for bankruptcy, and then Wack is on Clubhouse and he's talking real like sarcastically, like, yeah, he broke, because you know they play that game like to where you tell the judge you broke, but really that bread over here, whatever else, but you ain't trying to pay because he got sued for almost $10 million by somebody, and he not trying to pay that money. So you think since Wack that gang banging element in there, you think Wack could get the bread out of him and not get told on and not get done dirty and not, you know what I mean?
It depends. You feel me? I mean, Tekashi keeping the secret from the judge?
Yeah, well, he's saying he's claiming he's bankrupt.
No. I don't think so. Like if they push on him hard enough, that nigga is gonna give it up, just like he gave up them other niggas. What do you think he's special? That nigga think he's special or something? What do you think? I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Nobody knows what he's gonna do. That nigga's unpredictable. He is foul. You feel me? He's foul. So I mean, that's like, all right. That's saying you got trust in a fucking a serial killer or something. You feel me? Like, come on. That nigga's a serial snitch. You feel me? Like, come on, man. That nigga's going to jail, bro. I believe that 100. I believe, like, if they pinch on him hard enough, he's gonna speak and let niggas know, because he don't want to go to jail. He don't want to go to jail. That's the reason why he did that, to skip jail time. You feel me?
Okay.
He started giving up information he didn't need to give up.
So honestly, tell the truth, nigga. Tell the truth. Your big homie, he come through, hella bread, throw you 20,000. I'm working with, you know, a known rat, but we doing business. We not doing no crime. We just doing business, legit business. What you gonna do? You feel me?
Look, see, me. That's all right. That's your business. I'm traumatized. I don't want to fuck with no snitches.
He throw you 20 bags cash.
I mean, but I don't want his cash because I don't know what I'm withholding or what he's gonna be knowing about me for this cash. You feel me? I don't want my name connected to this nigga. On the real. Like, come on, he's a moving target. I don't want to be connected to this nigga. On the real. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I know back then, nigga, you know, all they got to do is type in Westcoast 3, baby, San Diego, California, and they'll tell you everything. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Why I don't want to be connected to no snitches.
Different breed.
On the set. That's why. You feel me? I don't fuck with no rats, nigga. I mean, I'm not speaking on nobody, but rats end up in ditches at the end of the day. It don't matter how soon or how late, nigga. They all come to an end at once. On the real. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm from a clique where we don't play like that. And, you know, like, I don't know. Like,
so what you think about the 9 trays? Not saying nothing disrespectful, obviously, but for them to let that happen, like, you think that could happen in your game or whatever?
That's why. Look, I'm not making fun of East Coast gangs or none of that, but you know, West Coast niggas got a saying, right, that y'all don't bang right out there because the Crips where they rags on the right side, and the Bloods wear they rags on the left side. Out here, the Crips wear they rags on the left side. The Bloods wear they rags on the right side. You feel me? And we don't, so that's, we, the West Coast call ourselves the real gang city. You feel me? The real gang state. But I'm not throwing nobody up under the bus. I love the East Coast. I grew up on the East Coast too.
But I would think you should say Crippin' and Bloodin', but not because gangs came from New York, but Crippin' and Bloodin' came from.
But yeah, Crippin' and Blood, of course. Actually, gangs came from the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers started in Oakland. And then branched off into the East Coast.
Yeah, that's a fact. The Crips, you saying, yeah. But what I'm saying is like the oldest gangs on history, American gangs, like is listed out here.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I mean, but that's the mafia.
And they wasn't
that's
black.
Different.
Yeah, nah, not the mafia.
Yeah.
You gotta go watch a movie called Warriors, homie. We about to get in the East Coast West Coast battle right now, homie. We about to get in the East Coast West Coast battle right now, homie. Because you're trying to disrespect the East Coast, but the gangs came from out here, homie.
Look. I'm not disrespecting the East Coast. You feel me? I said I got love for the East Coast. You feel me?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
All right,
But
then.
I can't change what the West Coast say about gangbanging. You feel me? Because I'm from the West Coast.
But that thing you said about the rags, I don't think that's because the Crips out here, they do the same. They wear they rag on the left side. What you mean? And the Bloods is on the right out here.
I
don't know where that came from.
Said, you feel me? J.O. Felony said that they were.
He misinformed, homie. He misinformed, and they gonna tell you in the comments.
He was up under Jay-Z. Jay-Z from Brooklyn.
Yeah, but J.O. Felony's misinformed about that. I know real Crips and Bloods out here in the East Coast, and they do the same thing. They do the same thing. They wear their rags on the Bloods wear it to the right, and the Crips wear it to the left.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I mean, I'm not taking nothing from y'all gangsters. Y'all gangsters is on point. You feel me? I'm just saying, we do shit different. Y'all
That's a
do
fact.
shit different. You feel me?
And guess what? Wack was saying, not to go back to Wack, but this is a Wack channel for now. He was saying he can't respect no gangs that don't come out of California. Is that kind of how you feeling? Nah, he didn't say respect. Let me get his words right. He said he don't acknowledge. Right, he don't get into those politics and stuff.
Shit, hey, to tell you the truth, I didn't acknowledge no game that didn't come from San Diego. I didn't know no other game except for in San Diego until I went to prison. You feel me? I'm just keeping it 100. Not even in Oceanside.
Yeah, me neither. Until I went to prison, I didn't know that. But
I only knew the gangs in the southeast of San Diego. Anything other than that, I don't know nothing about. You feel me? So I don't know that gang politics. All I know is mine. You feel me? I ain't taking nothing from nobody else's hood. Because everybody's hood got killers. You feel me? And everybody's hood got bitch niggas too.
That's a fact.
So I'm not taking nothing from nobody. You feel me? But the Wack 100 said it and hit it on the head. I didn't acknowledge that either. I mean, shit. I ain't even know.
Like that's saying that's kind of I think. But is that like saying like if you're in the can and you get a blood from Brooklyn that's all the way in Cali somehow and whatever, you ain't gonna acknowledge it, said it like respect like or a Crip or whatever.
Nah, because there is.
That's what I'm saying.
I knew a nigga from New York. He called himself New York, and he's a blood. But you know what? He was a blood from San Diego, though.
Oh.
But he was actually from New York. And then
There's a lot of those out here.
I knew another New York that was a blood from, like, I think LA or some shit. Like, like niggas from the East Coast, when they usually come out here, they fall up under something. Because we got a nigga from New York named MT from my hood. He's from West Coast though, but he's from New York. You feel me? There's niggas. We do have niggas from, and there's niggas that just bang New York in this motherfucker. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They got their own card. But usually, if they blooding and crippin', they from a hood out in California.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how it is out here too.
They don't have a hood. They don't have a blood New York card or a Crip New York card. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just the truth of the matter. You feel me?
I feel you.
I ain't shit.
That's crazy. So what you're saying basically is there's no example, there's no explanation, no reason for a gang member to be working with somebody like 6ix9ine. No reason at all. Like,
Hell nah.
Not even for the
not
bread.
If you call yourself a gang member. If you call yourself a gang.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Sorry. Go ahead, my brother.
If you call yourself a gang member, you know what a gang member is? A gang member is a nigga that lives by the rules, that there's bylaws in this shit. You feel me? There's shit that you don't do. There's shit that we don't condone. And everything he's doing is against all the rules. He is not a gang member doing that. You feel me? I said it. I don't care what nobody say. They can talk shit about me. That nigga is not a gang member fucking with snitches.
You know what he would say? He say, I'm not a gang banger, but I'm a gang member. What's the difference?
He's not a gang member either. He's not nothing. Gang members don't do that. Because to be a gang member, you gotta represent a hood. You can't represent a hood. Represent the snitch.
That's a good point there.
Like, come on. That's like tarnishing your hood's name. Because of this nigga.
That's the point right there. I never heard. Out of all the gangsters that he argued with, I never heard that right there. That right there. Yeah, that hit it on the nail.
I know this shit. I'm a real gang member.
Yeah.
A real gang banger. You feel me? Like, I'm really from Westcoast. And I live by all mine.
You know what Wack would say probably? And I keep speaking for him, but I know he would say, you know how many gang members' funerals I paid for? All my homies from the hood, I paid for all their funerals, mama's funerals and all that shit.
He paid for him, but did he ride for him? How many gang members that's dead homies do he got tatted on his body? Because I got a lot of them on West Coast. How many homies did he actually...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
How many homies, his dead homies, have he actually rode with, grew up with, played in the sandbox with, and they died? You feel me? How many? He's just saying dead homies because, they from his hood. Alright, he probably don't even know the niggas, but he's saying my dead homies.
Nah, he be knowing his homies. He be knowing his homies. Pacoima, 2Ps, that ain't a big...
But I'm just saying, just because you pay for a nigga funeral, just because you knew a nigga for a little while, nigga, that doesn't really mean a nigga is your homie. Because if you would have died, he probably wouldn't have ride the same way. You feel me? A dead homie, a homie is a nigga that you grew up with, a nigga that you will ride for, a nigga that will ride for you. Any cause, you feel me? Like, that's a homie. You got associates. They're just associates to him. You feel me? If you didn't grow up with them or really gangbang with them, they're just associates. You feel me? On the real. Like, you gotta, I know a couple of my dead homies, you feel me? All the ones that's on my body, best believe, I didn't grew up with. You feel me? I done been in the trenches with him. You feel me? My nigga Taz, rest in peace. Young Man Blue. You feel me? Tiny Dirt. You feel me? AWOL. You feel me?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Lil Smash. You feel me? Lil Ski Rock. You feel me? Couple of other niggas. I got Mike C and all them. Mikey. Way back then, when they died, I know a lot of my homies, you feel me? I got them all on my body. Them my homies, you feel me? I grew up with them. I shed tears when they died. My nigga Jonathan, you feel me? Like, them is my niggas. I really knew them niggas. I I really was on the block hustling with them niggas late nights, overnighters and shit, you know? Them is homies. Not niggas that you say hi and bye to and you won't see for a couple of weeks. Nigga, these is niggas that you hang with on the daily. Them is homies. Real. Like, niggas get that shit fucked up. They don't understand that shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this, you feel me? Because I'm not in this to offend nobody or anything. I just speak the real, the truth, the law of this shit, and that's it.
I think it's educational.
Anybody else? Huh?
I think it's educational. Some of the shit you saying, a lot of niggas need to hear it.
Educational. And, I mean, if you really trying to get into this is what you really need to live by. You feel me? Or don't do it at all. I suggest you don't do it.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I suggest a nigga don't do it at all because at the end of the day, it's a hard task. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. It's hard to be in these cells 24 and for years. You know, to facing life sentences. You know, it's not cool. So I suggest a nigga just, you know, live the square life. You feel me? Fuck this gangbanging life. I'm already tied to it, so I'm gonna do it until I die. But to the next nigga, leave this shit alone. Because if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Don't do something that ain't you. You feel me? Like, just live your life and shit. I'm just telling the world how it really is. You can take it or leave it. I'm just me. I'm Mace. You feel me? But I'm really in this shit. So I'm speaking my mind. But if y'all don't understand, it ain't for you. You feel me? But I love you. Keep listening. You feel me? I'm gonna speak the truth. I'm a real nigga. Keep it 100 at all times. That's what you will get from 100. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I ain't no scary nigga. But keep listening. Next up, Westcoast 3 O's, SBC. You feel me? Holla.